Welcome to the initiative BTS, where we talk about, well, whatever we want. Mostly shows through eels, but it doesn't matter. Today's topic is Nicholas Bartholomew Cannon. No, that is not his name, but I watch a lot of Wild 'N Out, and that's what they like to mess with him about. If you're not familiar with Nick Cannon has just been around for forever. Nick Cannon's been in almost anything you can remember as a black teenager. Nick Cannon's just been on television, period. Just been there. Like I said, he's also the creator, co-host, founder, Wild 'N Out. And Nick had some words to say about the Jewish community back in June on his podcast, Canon Class. Yes, Canon Class. And I'm not going to bring his stuff up here because I don't want YouTube to cancel our channel. But it was nothing that, from my opinion, could be considered anti-Semitic. It could be considered maybe uninformed, maybe. It could be considered maybe a little bit ill-educated, but not racist. It wasn't from a place of hate. He basically compared, black people as Israelites, something that people have been saying for forever. So, and talking about, the power structure of certain institutions and who's in control of them. Okay. He got called an anti-Semite, and Viacom fired him about 3 days ago, almost a week now. Remember, I said the podcast happened in June. This is mid-July. And they decided to fire him. And he apologized the day later. And reportedly, he apologized in private, but then was forced to apologize in public. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm bringing this up is twofold, because I've had a conversation with you two about how black people need to get like the Jewish people. We need to react to things like the Jewish people. Somebody defames us, talk bad about our culture, bang, bang, lawsuit out the butt. We get rid of them. After they apologize, we still get rid of them. We make them suffer for talking bad about us, for dissing our culture, for saying anything negative about our culture. I think what we get into the problem is nowadays, for one, black people don't have our own independent media where we can talk about stuff without fear of retaliation or losing our checks. That's why I believe Nick had to apologize. And two, who gets to decide the stories? Because for what Nick said, like I said, I don't think it was anti-Semitic. I don't think it came from a place of hate. You could say it's ill-informed, but how quick the hammer came down. But now Nick is not in a position to be like, no, F y'all, I didn't say nothing wrong. And he can't fight back. He fought back for like a day and had to apologize. And I think this whole episode has showed that the black community has a problem where we don't have power. We don't have ownership of the narrative. And I think we should be more like the Jewish community. The Jewish community built Hollywood. There's a whole book about it. Somebody tried to call me anti-Semitic for bringing it up. I'm like, it's facts. It's history. It's truth. A couple of Jewish kids got a camera, started filming stuff, and they created $1 billion industry from it. How is the anti-Semitic by saying the truth about something? And the stuff that's going on with Cannon is just proving how, as a culture, as a people, as descendants of African slaves in the Americas, how we don't have the power for this stuff. We don't have the power just to tell our stories or our point of view without worrying about getting a hammer dropped on us. Because now they're attacking Ice Cube for the stuff he said back in the past during NWA. While he was being robbed by a Jewish guy, by the way. That was just a fact. It went against Jewish people. The dude was a Jewish person robbing Ice Cube. Mm-hmm. You got him coming after P. Diddy because he support Cannon, and they bringing up some stuff he might have said. Don't even know if he said it. Might have said in the past. But they coming after him because he supported Cannon. They came after Dwayne Wade because he came out with a tweet supporting Cannon. They coming after Farrakhan, and again, and I've always said this about people. If you honestly believe that Farrakhan is anti-Semitic, sit down with him and talk about it, because he never said he wouldn't talk to you. Because if he hates Jewish people so much, why would he say, I ain't gonna never talk? He said, no, talk to me. Come, every rabbi, bring it. Let's go. Let's sit down and have a conversation. You can't be anti-Semitic. You don't want to sit down and talk to somebody. And I think this Cannon thing has brought a lot of stuff out to a lot of people to finally be like, what the crap? What did he do wrong? What did he do wrong that was so bad you finna take away $1 billion corporation built off his name? And the fact that you can fire him and he's supposed to be a boss, but you firing a boss. And a lot of people are starting to realize how much that don't make sense. Marvette, if you have anything to add to that.
The issue is not even an issue. You threw somebody's truth in their face. And you say not a single bad or wrong word. As he said, I'm going to carefully say this. He even said it. He shows his words, which he caught at the moment were careful enough. But the fact that you mentioned one race, and like you said, that one race is backed up by so many things. No, whether it's good or bad, you're not going to go on no platform and say anything about us. We as a Black community, like you said, we need to have that power as well. Why can you come on these platforms, call us names, do this, do that, and at the end of the day, hey, you're fired? Kika Palmer, for instance, her show got canceled the next morning after she was out there protesting and speaking to one of the National Guards. Like, how dare you? I gave you a job, you're on TV. How dare you use the voice that I don't want you to use?
Yeah. Yeah.
If this is the reality we're living in, then Nick Cannon does not want that reality to be for the younger generations. He spoke his mind. He didn't say anything wrong. And I honestly feel like even after he apologized, he has a plan for himself. He has a plan for his show, for his career that he built himself. That man's resume is long. When I mean long, like you said, he's been on TV forever. Whether we know it of shows that he did or not, he's been there producing, hosting, writing. He comes up with these ideas. These are his ideas. That you fire him from a show that people watch, that he's the face of?
That he made.
Who are you going to bring? Who's going to replace him?
Terry Crews, cool, but sorry.
Oh my God. That's the last coon I want to see on TV.
Indeed.
I'm so tired of that man. Like a puppet everywhere he goes. But that's another topic. But for Nick, like, I hope he has a plan. And I honestly hope he gets his $1 billion thing back. Because his net worth is only $30 million. When yet he created a show that's $1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, again, it goes to the thing that we need to learn from this. Like I said, I don't think this is such a bad thing to happen. I think it's a good wake-up call, a great learning experience. We need to have control of our stuff. Stop giving our ideas to other people. Stop just automatically selling them off. Or at least if you're going to sell off, make it a partnership. We don't make partnerships. People are starting to understand, like, oh, wait, even though I made something, I created, I co-hosted, I picked the talent, I do all this, I'm still not in control. Like, that's not a partnership. That means they still own you. And a lot of people are waking up like, okay, a real partnership actually means equality, equal, not just me being the face and making all the money and you getting all the rewards.
Exactly.
Like, this episode has just woken up a lot of people. I'm seeing a lot of people in comments, a lot of people saying like, wait, excuse me, what did he say wrong? Like, people talking about the media reporting of it. Like, wait, Nick Cannon said anti-Semitic remarks about Jewish people. And then people are like, well, what did he say? Because the article don't say what he say.
Exactly. Where is the part that he said it? Even when you play the rate of the podcast portion of it, where is it? What word did he say was wrong? What did he call out?
Exactly. And a lot of people are starting to realize that. And also realize, like I said, this podcast was in June. They waited to the middle of July to fire him over this. That means they was looking for a reason to come at Nick anyway.
Exactly.
Even though he was making him $1 billion. Because Nick was speaking out on more stuff.
Nick been on front line speaking about Black Lives Matter. Nick been on the front line speaking about Dr. Sabi's documentary. Like, it goes back and back and back and back to more and more things that will wake up the Black community.
We talked about playing Period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many things going on at one time that it makes it seem like, oh, you got fired because it's hate speech. Where is the hate speech? And how are you censoring it? How are you measuring it?
Right.
There's hate speech going on against the Black community every day, against the Muslim community every day, against the gay community every day. You just, that one key word that you said, hey, turns off all the alarms because, again, media is controlled by one group only. Yeah.
And I think, like I said, and that's why, again, I think that's how we need to be. We need to control our narratives. We need to be making the movies. We need to be owning the broadcast stations. We need to be controlling the damn newspapers. And when somebody look, I know it's a supposed debate in the black community about the N-word, whatever. But you know, if ain't a black person saying the N-word, you know what it means. We need to put the hammer down.
It's too much power for us to have.
Yeah.
That's how they will view it.
And I just again.
Mm-hmm.
I might be disappointed personally in Nick, but on an intellectual level, on a logical level, I understand exactly why he did it.
Yes.
I'm gonna support Nick. I'm gonna continue to support Nick. Like I said, he's been Uncle Nick for forever. I've always told the story how I was just randomly walking down a side street in Japan and found Incredible Studios. I'm like, Nick, for real? Mm-hmm. For real, bruh. Whole studio, film and music studio in Japan. What black man you know got that?
And see, if you didn't go to Japan, you wouldn't have known.
We would have never known about it. They ain't gonna tell us about it here because, again, we don't control the media where we know those stories. Like, again, we ain't know about half the stuff that Kobe Bryant did after he died. Like, why wasn't nobody telling us about this while he was alive? They didn't want us to know a black man was doing this stuff.
Exactly. We love you, Nick.
Yeah, that's it. We love you, Nick. We got you. Hope you okay, because I know the last tweet he came out, people were worried that he might have a mental breakdown because a lot of people turned on him, calling him a sellout. Mm-hmm. But again, that's black people reacting on emotions instead of actually looking at the situation and seeing what's going on. Because Nick had to do that to keep what Nick wanted to keep. I wouldn't want to give up Wild 'N Out either. All the work I put into it, 10 years? More than 10 now?
Yes.
More than 10 years, I wasn't trying to lose that because I spoke the truth about something. Whether if you didn't like to hear the truth, cool, I'll apologize. Let's get it together. So, and this goes out to the black people calling him a sellout and stuff. Stop moving with emotions. Look at the bigger picture. Just look at the bigger picture and see that it is chess, not checkers. Nick shouldn't lose his $1 billion empire over this. He just shouldn't, especially since, again, they waited a whole month to come at him about this. Yeah. They was trying to get him anyway. He don't need to lose his stuff for this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely planned out.
But other than that, man, that's what I'm repeating it because I think sometimes it needs to be heard. You can be upset about what happened. You can be mad at him apologizing, like when everybody's mad about Snoop apologizing and everything else. But you gotta understand, as long as Master cut the check, you're not free. If you're not cutting your own check, you're just gonna have to do what they want you to do. Now, does that mean you can't fight for black people? Unfortunately, yeah. But that's why we got to stop putting so much into celebrities leading the movement. Celebrities got stuff to lose. Mm-hmm. Why we can't trust on them?
Exactly.
We can't. Malcolm X said that a long time ago. I don't trust none of these guys. I don't care what they doing positive. Right? He talked mess about Lena Horne. I love Lena Horne, but Malcolm X said it. She can't lead the movement. She got stuff to lose. Mm-hmm. She got stuff to lose.
It's true.
So we gotta stop putting so much power in the celebrities and just we gotta do it. We gotta do it. And we have to be independent. We have to be.
Say that louder for the people in the back.
We have to be independent. We have to be. We have to control it. We have to control the economics. We have to control the media. We have to control the farms for us because you can't let the people who want us dead control all this stuff. Education too. And put education in there. Healthcare. Everything. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Okay. That's the end of the BTS.
And
yeah. That's the end of the BTS. Stay strong. We love you guys. All right. Peace.